Oh, and I forgot my water.
Well, you can run and get it if you want. I'll say hi to everyone and
I'll
get.
say hi and then I'll go run and get it too.
Right. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome.
Oh, and I forgot my water.
Well, you can run and get it if you want. Okay, turn that off. Okay. Good morning. Happy Friday morning. Hope everyone is enjoying this morning, the holiday season. Happy holidays to everyone. I know people are busy and running around and doing a lot of things. So we're taking a pause today and we're going to explore a little mixed media. The theme for this month is to repurpose and renew. And so that's what we're going to explore with today. Um, Terry, how are you this morning?
I am great. I'm in my studio in town, so hopefully, it's hard to say hopefully nobody will come in and yell at me,
Oh,
but
they'll come in for sure. I
they'll
mean,
come
it's
in,
the
they always
holiday.
do.
That's
But
great.
okay, I'm going to turn my camera down and get ready. Is that
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, sure. So I'm with two. So because we only have 30 minutes this morning and we're going to be exploring um, repurposing and reusing. And to do this, I have brought some mark making tools and some other things that we're going to use here. So let me just
I'm
point my,
online.
all right.
Okay, and so I think oh, there I go. Okay,
There you are.
great.
So great. So Terry, I wanted to try something a little crazy and different today. And I brought a bunch of things out. I got some mark making tools and I got some collage medium, some matte medium. Actually brought some gel medium because it actually might work better for what I'm going to do today. Um, I brought some three-dimensional paint. I just went through and because I wanted to repurpose and reuse a lot of stuff that I have in my stash. But I also brought out some toilet tissue. And this is not something you want to repurpose and renew, but you can purpose it for something different. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to put down some marks on our paper. I have some already down. This is what I'm doing is repurposing and reusing an old piece that I had done in my journal and earlier in the year, and I didn't quite complete it, and I haven't figured out exactly what I wanted to do with it. So I thought today I would just add to it. And we are going to play around with our mark making tools. And then we're going to actually do some texture modeling using the toilet tissue. So if you don't have toilet tissue, you can use modeling paste. Um, there's anything that you have for dimension and texture. Like I said, I had this 3D puffy paint that I had in the stash. I guess I bought it at some point for some purpose, and that also creates dimension. So my thought was is what we would do is we would do this week, and then next week we'll come back and finish it. Because if we do this modeling and pasty texture, it's gonna need to have some time to dry. And so I figure we would get started it on this week and then finish it out next week. So that was my thought. Terry, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking I'm still working on making some cards. It's
Okay.
the holiday season, and I've got some just beautiful. This is a journal I started called This and That couple years ago, and so I just grabbed it because it's got some really interesting things that I've done in it. So, and I also have a couple pieces that are already started for kind of doing cards. So I'm going to work small too, but I've got all of this lovely stuff that I want to play with. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just going to explore. It's not, this piece right here really needs some help, but maybe if I turned it upside down and I added some texture, I could make a really cool something with it. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. Well, that's good. And then I see in the comments, and for some reason it is logged me into my Smart Biz Bugle account, but so ignore that. But it is Laurie here. So good morning and happy holidays. I see Adele and Janet are here with us this morning. Good morning, ladies.
Good
Thanks.
morning, ladies.
All right. Well, I don't want to spend any more time doing this. I want to spend the first like 10 minutes here just doing some mark making and stuff like that. And then I want to start working with kind of some modeling and building some dimension and texture on mine.
Okay, so I am going to put this away because this is the one I want to build dimension and texture on. And so I'm going to go and continue to work on one of my other things. So I've got lots of things here to work on.
Then for my mark making, I'm gonna keep it really simple. I pulled out some Mars gray and I pulled out my little bag of mixed media tools and mark making and stuff that I use. And I figured I would just kind of dab it around in the paint and make texture on the page. And I don't even know where I got this, but this is this really neat little piece of plastic that has.
Oh, fun.
And look at that. Isn't that fun?
Yeah, it's very fun. It looked like it was the top of an oil container or something.
Yeah, I have no idea. And my husband does give me things like this all the time that he thinks I might be able to use, which is kind of funny because he won't do art, but he really encourages mine.
Right. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
We like encouraging.
He's like,
And I am,
and I'm like, yeah, I'll put it in my little stash box.
I'm struggling with, as per usual, I got my camera upside down. And so it's it's presenting problems. But I am working on a rather large collage at my studio. And so I'm trying to figure out ways to add dimension. So I was really excited when you were talking about mark making and using the toilet paper, because that might be one of my solutions. But another thing I keep on thinking of using is I've got all this string. So I may end up working a bit with some of this string and some other marks. And I've got all of this leftover stuff that I have that I want to maybe use for collage for background that is different weird shapes. So I'm going to go start with that, I think, and just kind of play a little bit. This is I'm fairly certain this is back from our gel plate printing class, and somehow there's like a face in here. And I just want to kind of make it into a woods, and I'm not quite sure how to do that. So that's what I'm going to do.
Well, that sounds like a good plan to me.
It is what it is. I really don't have that much of plans other than just playing. So let's see what will work here. But somehow or another, I'm thinking I need to get some stuff down and then go over it with more stuff. So I'm going to use some of these little pieces that I have. See, I have all of these pieces that I've just kind of collected. And so I may use some of these pieces and see what'll happen. This is actually a little piece of veneer that I found. And veneer is real wood. So I'm going to try to break some of this up and think about it as some texture too.
Love that, Terry.
So isn't that cool? I've got a little bit of it in here. So I've got this whole treasure trove in here of stuff. It's all sorts of different little things. And sometimes I just go to the treasure trove just looking for things, that might help. Now, what I see is I want to have a little bit of collage in this. And didn't I bring my so it's a big one.
So what I have here is this is that dimensional paint that I was showing, and I'm actually making marks with it
Uh-huh.
that I'm hoping will guide me as I start doing my little modeling stuff.
Well, I want to see if I always end up with these little tiny, beautiful little pieces, but then they don't quite fit in my circle cutter.
Yeah.
because I want a perfect circle. So
Mhm.
I'm trying to figure out ways, and this is one of the ways that I do it, is I do it upside down. That maybe this will work in my circle cutter, but we'll see.
All right, so
I'm
I'm
trying to,
gonna add a little color to the background, which I probably should have done before I put this down, but I didn't. So we're gonna work around that.
right.
So I have a
Well,
little bit of the gold of this golden. It's phthalo green, which I love.
oh, how pretty.
Yeah, I love this color. If I could just get it to come out.
Well, and I think that I'm going to, since you reminded me of that, I am going to put some texture in my background or some light in my background prior to me putting down what I'm going to put down. So I'm going to grab a little bit of something here and make it a little tiny bit lighter and then work from there. And sometimes I just kind of
Well,
want it semi-opaque, but I don't want it too terribly. Um, I just want a little bit of it around here, like I'm looking for a foggy look in the forest. And this template here, this has little circles in it. So I'm hoping that this is going to work.
well, I opened this bottle and I guess I let it sit too long because now it's like a paste.
Now it's what?
Like a
Paste?
paste.
Ah,
Is
good for texture.
I was gonna say, maybe this is my texture, some of my texture.
Right, if you put it on really thick.
You see, look at it. I've never had it do this. I must have had the lid not on well or something.
Is that your Payne's Gray?
No, this is my golden,
Oh, phthalo, yeah.
phthalo green. I'm just gonna just
Well,
spread
and
it.
I'm just kind of coming in just a little bit with this stuff. I don't want to go too much with this. I'm just adding some mystery to it in the background. And because what I really want to do is add some kind of history here of some sort. So I'm going to collage a little bit of stuff on. This is always difficult too, is to collage. Maybe I won't do that. That's a nice mountain, but I don't think it's going to work. I love collaging with this it's almost like corduroy wrapping paper, but it's not really working for me in the moment. So
Well, let's
maybe,
see, just a corduroy wrapping paper, or is it like I've seen like corrugated cardboard that's kind of looks like that with like thick.
yeah, it's like cardboard, but it ends up being very thin. You know, you have the thick stuff, but this is really thin, and they use it to wrap things instead of bubble wrap.
Well,
So, so I am working on that, and I am going to do a little bit of a,
okay, so we're at the point now. I'm gonna you can continue, whatever you want to do, Terry. There, I'm gonna start doing my toilet paper molding, and I'm
okay.
working a little bit with wet paint here, and I'm okay with that. Um, and I've done this before, and I should have brought one of the pieces that I've done with it. So I like to shape it into things. A lot of times I'll shape it into like a flowers,
Mm-hmm.
florals, like abstract florals, and then I come back and I paint them. A lot of times I come back and paint them with alcohol ink because it's so vibrant.
Right.
So I'm just gonna work over in this area here, and I think I'm just gonna kind of figure out like where I might want a vase here, kind of put that in somehow
Okay.
and work around that because I think I'm gonna do a floral is what I'm gonna do here.
Okay. Well, and I'm going to watch you what you're going to do.
Okay, it's
And
practice for really cool ideas for you.
Right. So because I'm thinking that I want more foliage in the background,
Uh-huh.
and I'm thinking that that might be
Oh,
something that the toilet paper might provide me.
okay, and depending on what you have in the toilet paper.
So now you use the toilet paper and then um, is it kind of like your
I basically,
napkins?
yes, it works the same sort of way. You can use Kleenex or napkins or any tissue like that. So but what happens is when you take it, you mix it with a medium, it gets very pliable. But there's structure to it. When it dries, it's got this real interesting um papyrus texture.
Oh, okay.
That's really, I think, pretty cool. And I did it as an experiment a couple of years ago, actually, and I liked it, and I never revisited it. So that's what
We're
this month is
revisiting
about.
it.
Yeah, we're revisiting that. So I'm just gonna start putting a little bit of my matte medium down. You could put some into a container. You could use matte gel too. And what I'm gonna show you is that when I start to put it in here, this gets wet, and then you can just mold it any way you want.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so
So,
I just end up molding it into, it's almost like when you're using the medium, but then you're using this to add bulk to it, to texture it.
okay, so now I have to find one of these. And so I can, like, if I want to put maybe some almost back trees. Let me see how see-through does it get?
It's very opaque. So you'll be able to paint on top of it. So think about it that way.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I am
I mean,
visiting,
that depends too, like on how much you put down. So
right, and what I'm doing with it.
right, exactly. So if you put a thin layer, it's gonna be transparent. But if you put a thick layer, like I did, with it comes out, and then it is, you can shape it, and you can also put texture into it. So that's kind of what I'm doing right here to give it the shape of a flower. I'm putting
Okay, and
texture.
I'm trying to make mine the shape of back trees, I'm thinking, but I don't know. Or mystery back here. I don't know what the mystery is back here. I'm just kind of making mysterious.
So this is my first flower in my vase. You can see
Oh,
that.
that's very pretty. Hi, I am doing a online thing, so there's people in the back if you need to purchase something today. I am. So maybe I also use this a little bit in this front area too.
And so
This
on
is,
this one, you can do the same thing with the gel, the matte gel. So this,
yeah, I have the matte gel. That's what I'm using. So I'm just kind of giving it a little texture here. So maybe, I don't know, I'm like
uh,
working on
I,
this. I also want to use this really, these interesting things here. So possibly I should put down my trees first. God, you got me going in so many different directions, Laurie.
oh, that's a story of my life. I don't doubt.
I know, that's what happens with me too. I'm like, so now I'm putting this veneer down, and it's very much like it's wood, but it's very, very, very thin. And I'm thinking that if I should put some down up here a little bit. Maybe I want one down there, up there. Let's make some stuff.
The other thing is you kind of have to play around with it. So like, I want a smaller one up here that looks like kind of like a bud.
Uh-huh.
Use a whole lot of the tissue there. I just used what was left of the matte gel on my palette knife.
Uh-huh.
Kind of shaping it like, kind of like a bud of a flower here.
Wow, this is going to be fun. I think I'm going to use this more down in this area, but looking a little bit at this back area that I've got some light in. I like the sense of light in there. And I'm going to put another one of these little things somewhere over.
And I bet you guys watching this live didn't realize we were gonna be playing with toilet tissue today.
No, I don't think so. But that's okay. I'm always up for anything.
All right, well, me too. That's how I even discovered that this would be fun.
Right.
You know, you do interesting things with gauze. I've seen some really interesting artwork done with gauze.
With gauze?
With gauze, yes. But you know,
Right.
I think toilet paper is a lot less expensive for just
It
plain.
is a lot less expensive. I think you're right there. It is much less expensive.
And the one I have ends up being this one is in the Costco brand, so it's like 2 ply. So I'm getting double the value out of it.
Well, mine's 2-ply too, and I tried to I'm liking kind of what's happening back here. I'm trying to make this look almost, ooh, well, that's interesting. I think I'm messing up a little bit, but I'm liking what's happening, and I'm going to continue to just kind of add some vertical interest for a moment or two. I think maybe one there. And then I'll go on to something else. But I just I just enjoy the freedom. Whatever's, whatever's happening is interesting. I want the woods, but kind of a fairy woods, which is what this stuff is actually giving me a bit of that.
That's a great idea.
There's a little bit of, okay, and this I can see I need more down. And we'll see how. But I'm thinking that I just almost want really light spaces in here too, of the very thin spaces of using it just as a little bit of texture. So I can just texture just a little bit and then leave the rest. I guess we could also make almost like a paste of it if we want it.
Well, exactly, you could. And I think, I've watched a lot of videos when I first started working with like modeling paste.
Uh-huh.
Because budget was not there, and so I tried to figure out how to make my own, and I made my own in the early days, which was many years ago actually now, with baby powder
Uh-huh.
and PVA glue or Elmer's glue and a little bit of white acrylic paint.
Yeah,
And so that worked great, but I didn't like the chalky texture of it.
right. Yeah, I have a little problem with the chalky texture too.
And I'm gonna see if I can make little, I don't know if I can do this, but petals on the flower.
You're doing a much better job than I am.
So maybe I'll put them down and then shape them, put them all down and then shape them the way I want them.
Well, and I'm trying to use it a little bit in the background, and I'm not quite sure what this is, but I just like the sense of light back there. So I'm thinking that I'm going to want something really dark through here. I do find though that on this inexpensive, this is somewhat of an inexpensive, um, guess it's the 32-pound paper
Uh-huh.
for it, because this was a gel print that's underneath of this
Oh, okay, yeah.
that has like 4 or 5 different things happening. And I'm thinking that this is going to end up being also a tree, but some kind of a spirit tree. And I keep on wanting to use, one of the people here is deaf, so sometimes I have problems with people yelling.
Um, so, I'm not laughing at you, Terry. Adele said in the comments, thinking of all the TP jokes that we made here. Well, yeah,
Oh,
exactly. It's like I said, don't this particular tool is not for repurposing.
right. This is not repurposing, no.
Have an alternative use.
Right. Please don't repurpose your,
Yeah, yeah, we don't want that.
right. Well, and I love this. This is this little bourbon. This is this little pieces of, I'm not quite sure what they're called. They're like rope or it's not ratifa. It's like a hemp rope. I'm using some of this
Yeah, I know what
too.
you're talking about.
Huh?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, I bought a bunch of alcohol ink, things that we're going to do for ornaments, and they sent this rope, and it looks really truly ridiculous, these little as ornaments, because the alcohol inks are so bright and the rope is just like really boring. I don't know what they were thinking I was doing with it, but
Well, I mean, I guess you could use some.
so I'm using it in here as
I got these. I can't wait to try these. These are alcohol inks. And I think that they will be good for like wood seed type stuff. So
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying
I've
to
had
get
them for
my,
a while, but haven't used them yet. I just wish I had
well,
not that I wish I had enough time, you know?
I know that's kind of what happens to me too. I have like too many things happening at one time. How are we now? We're actually, look at this. It's
I
actually,
know.
I'm kind of really liking what's happening here. I need a little more of a dark of some kind, but I'm thinking that I can creep a little bit more of this dark in here somewhere. I'm not sure. Then that makes 4 trees. I'm gonna have to try to cut it. And you can cut the veneer. You can get the veneer at you a lot of times just don't, at least for this process, I don't usually use the sticky ones. There are some sticky ones you can get.
Where do you get
Yeah.
it? Here at the hardware store?
Yeah, at the hardware store. And there's some sticky veneer, but I'm I don't usually use that on what I'm doing here because it kind of doesn't let me replace it, if that makes any sense. It doesn't let me.
Yeah, I know. Once it's down, it's down.
Yeah, once it's down, it's down. And then sometimes I don't want it down where it's down. But I'm liking what's happening. I think what I'm going to do, I like this little curve that's happening up here. I love the red in this corner. And I think I got to let this dry so I can improve the toilet paper texture here of like this bush needs more toilet paper. But I'm going to kind of improve that a little bit and bring it off to the edge here. And I'm going to figure out how I'm making a path into here.
Right.
And I think I'll use more of I'm really liking these wood things maybe too. So I'm pretty, I like this. I think I'll end up with more of these little tiny places here and try to do a path in somehow.
That's
So I love yours, Lori. They're
cool. Thank
beautiful.
you. Thank you. And Adele asked Sissel, you mentioned Sissel.
It might be sisal. But it's very fine. Yeah, it's a rope. Looks like it's kind of has some hempy stuff to it. So it might be sisal. That is exactly what it might be. But I'm going to use it to just make path through here, I think, too. So more will be revealed, but I really like the look, the depth that this all got. I really like that.
Yeah, no, I'm loving the way that my flowers are popping out. You can't really see it. You guys probably can't really see it because it's on camera. But next week we're gonna come back and we're gonna finish these.
Okay.
So
So,
because they have to dry, and I also have to finish putting a few more flowers down, but we're out of time today. So let's meet back here next Friday. Gonna work for you, Terry?
next Friday will work fine. I
Okay.
will, I may be here again, but I don't know. Should be at my house. I do have somebody that I usually don't work Friday mornings. I just had somebody was sick today.
Right.
So next Friday works.
Well, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next Friday. I think that will be the 26th at 11 a.m. And
Yep. And thank you, Laurie, for leading this. This is
oh,
fabulous. I love just reusing old things.
yeah, me too. Me too. It makes it really fun and it really gets the creative juices going.
It does. And now you've got me in three different projects now that I can see happening. I'm going to just put a little more TP on this and a little more texture on this and leave this be, but then I'm going to work on the one in the book too. So thanks.
All right. Oh, and just real quick before we go, I just want to say thanks for supporting us this year. This has been really fun. We've got 1 year under our belt as with Explore Mixed Media. And we're looking forward to what we're going to explore and discover in 2026. And if you're not a member of our community, a patron, I invite you to go and check us out at exploremixmedia.com. We're here every Friday at 11 a.m. Unless something comes up, and if it does, we usually have a replacement video for you to watch. And but that doesn't happen very often. We've explored a lot of things this year, and it's just been a lot of fun. So we're grateful for those of you who have followed us and those of you who are patrons. And we invite you to be a patron in 2026. So just go to exploremixmedia.com and that's where you can learn more about it.
Yeah, we'll have again, there's such a library of information already. And
Right.
then
So we
there'll
have a
be
whole year
more.
worth of projects and videos and stuff there already. So when you
Yeah.
join, you get access to that immediately that you can go back through, plus anything coming up in the year.
Yep. Okay, well, thank you, Lori. I look forward to next weekend or next Friday, and Merry Christmas to everybody and
Yes,
Happy
Merry Christmas.
Hanukkah, and for whatever you choose to celebrate, I
Yeah,
hope that you
happy
have a
holidays.
wonderful
Enjoy time
holiday.
with family or on your own, however you choose to celebrate.
Yeah, we're doing on our own this year because it's just easier.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Sometimes I need to breathe.
I
So,
yeah.
so
All right.
okay. Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Grace. Bye bye.